It was...
What?
There's no mines in Animal Crossing.
What game is it that we play?
Valley.
Oh, Stardew Valley, right? We
Also,
don't play Animal Crossing.
Yearn for the
Chris,
mines.
you chose to go to the mines.
No, I was sent to the mines
were a
because
mine boy
Chris
through and
can't
through.
figure out how to do anything else. Chris, stop chopping down the trees. We're not doing tree stuff anymore. Go to the mines, Chris. Chris, you're only on level 17 of the mines. You guys suck when we play Stardew Valley together.
Not at all how it happened.
That's exactly how it happens. And we're back. And I'm so grateful that you all are here. That you all are here with me on a Wednesday night, and this is a pre-recorded edition of Nat20Hot because I'm in my childhood basement, and we're missing some folks, and it's session 93. We're thrilled that you're here. I can't wait for this to air on YouTube for the first time, and all of you will get to hear my thoughts on what it's like to play Stardew Valley with these lovely people. And just so you know, these lovely people are my friends. Are my friends who like to play D&D together. I'd be more than happy to talk more about why I was consistently sent to the mines. I think it has something to do with their, like...
Yearns for the mines.
Yeah, I mean, it's it. Whatever it may be. We are a group of friends who like play Dungeons and Dragons together. We have been doing this for over 2 years now, which is super exciting. We're on session 93 of our campaign 1, which is an adventure into the mysterious continent of Yusan. And if you're joining us for the first time, we do this for fun. We also do it for good causes. We encourage you to check out charities like Extra Life, a wonderful charity that supports children's hospitals across North America. But it is also, we also support wonderful charities that are critical at a time like this, where there is a lot of darkness in the world, including the ACLU, which is a wonderful charity. And typically we have them in the chat, but this is a pre-recorded session, so no chat. However, let's stop beating around the bush and get to what we're all here to talk about, which is Dungeons and Dragons. Because the last time mines, and not Stardew Valley. Because the last time out, our group got up to some shenanigans. There were also some agains. Specifically, they were hanging out on the Fey side of the Ebon Lake. And Randy was studying upon the Scroll of Omniscience so that he might learn more about how to create mind barriers against the effects of Eli Goy, the Void Maw, or potentially fallen god that seems to be encroaching upon their realm and threatens to destroy everything in existence. Uh-oh. Zoinks, as some might say. Elsewhere, did anyone else hear that? That wasn't just me, right?
No. Why did you say Zoe?
Maybe it was just me. I don't have a recap written, so none of this is that surprising. Elsewhere, Clarissa and Dunk got up to some more, driving bits of wedges into the party and into one another. That's that's a weird way to say that. Seraphel and Branwen got to discuss the fact that when Branwen was drowning Seraphel was attempting to apologize to her. And the group also spent some time breaking down the celestial engine that they have uncovered pieces of from Drakenvoss's tower, as well as some of the schematics to the celestial engine, which functions more as a rift gate of sorts, which they hope to inevitably reconstruct, inscribe the proper runes, craftily pulled from the copper rings by Branwen through some etch-a-sketch activities, and inevitably used to send Eli Goy back to the far realms where they belong. However, whilst discovering this, Randy decided to venture back to Drakenvoss's tower to step through a mirror, which they all learned was a portal to the World Tree not long ago. And while Randy went willy-nilly to attempt to use the World Tree to venture to the plane of Arcadia, where Ted might be, who they believe to possess some of the missing pieces of the celestial engine or gate. Seraphel was able to stop him in time, as his previous incursion likely warned the only other living sentinel, Valerian, who did indeed show up at the Tower of Drakenvoss, ripping off the roof and bringing down the house. Bring him down the house. Okay. It's been a long day. And they were able to talk Valerian into not burning them to shreds and burning every single individual on the material plane to eradicate the threat of Eligoi, but rather give them a month of time to hopefully, bless you, Clover, give them a month of time to hopefully eradicate the threat through their own mechanisms, which they have decided to spend by going to the material plane, where that will buy them much more time. So they have landed back on the material plane at the crossroads of the two rivers that merge to form the Ebon Lake on the Fey plane, where they're now camping out in Brenwyn's Keep. And Willem, Dunk, and Clarissa got up to some much-needed shenanigans in the rivers, having some skinny dipping, while Bramwyn and Sina got to reconcile themselves, and Randy spent some time convulsing in the jungle, or in the woods rather, talking to his potentially new patron, Azaleas. Wow, a lot of stuff happened that I completely forgot about. I'm just jogging my memory with. And that's where we left things, with the night fading into, or the twilight fading into night, and all of you gaining the benefits of a long rest. The day is yours.
No spooky dreams for anyone?
No spooky dreams for anyone. At the moment, you are all warded by things. And Willem still has yet to be infected by the effects of Eligoi as he sleeps away from you all.
It's like that meme Steph sent the other day of the little dog holding up his finger and going, "No problem."
No problem.
Clover, what do you guys want to do? Keep clicking slower.
Can you remind me the process of making one of these enchantments again? I need a magic item to strip of its magic and then put in new magic.
You need it is the Skyrim enchantment protocol, where you need to destroy a item to learn its enchantment, and you need a suitably powerful or resilient object, not specifically a magic object, but another object to apply the spell to.
Okay. It does not need to be a magic object.
Oh, in fact, it really can't already be an existing magic object.
Okay, so it can just be like anything.
Of sufficient capability of holding on to the spell, yes. So, for instance, you can't take a spell from a really well-crafted, fine metalwork tiara and put it on a pencil. The pencil cannot hold it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but like a hat.
A really good hat,
A good
maybe.
hat.
Yeah,
It
maybe a
has to
good
be
hat.
a really good hat? Okay.
Of
Pretty
sufficient
good hat.
quality and make, yes.
Okay. And
One
the
that you,
people who
perhaps like a
don't
helmet that you
have-
could find from a blacksmith, perhaps.
Sure. And the people who don't have an enchanted thing are Willem, Dunk, Clarissa,
And everyone else in the rest of the world.
Seraphel has one. So just those three.
Just those three, and technically you, by the time you break the thing that you were attempting to learn it from.
Sure. Yeah.
And none of
Okay,
us
so
know that he needs to break a thing. Correct?
Yeah, that is not information that you have shared.
That is true. Okay. I'm gonna go after learning this. I'm gonna say, all right. What's I know how to do this now. It's just gonna take like 10 days.
Okay.
So I just need like bring me like something, Willem, that like you wouldn't mind wearing every single day of your life. I guess like I don't know, what does Clarissa like? Earrings? Bring some earrings, some nice kind of I don't know, something like that. What do girls like?
Oh yes, Duncan and Clarissa have ventured back to stayed at Drakenboss's tower to repair some stuff while you all are gone.
That's what they're calling it.
Yes.
And then you can maybe grab some like gauntlets or something for dunk. I don't know. Just some
Okay,
stuff to enchant, you know.
sure. So we'll just roll into town and find that hot blacksmith.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
the hot black with the really messed up hands.
I was gonna say, yeah, doesn't he have like 4 hands or something like
He's
that?
got like 17 fingers on one hand.
The dark ages of AI art, which we have now moved on from.
Yay!
He's good at gore.
What would you guys be opposed to like a day trip, Silverhaven? I'm kind of worried about them there.
Oh, Clover. No,
Hi, Clover.
and no, I wouldn't be opposed. And
Okay.
it's like yes and but no and. I have a plan.
Oh, here.
Thought about it while I was about to fall asleep last night. So
Before or after you all went skinny dipping?
after.
Okay, so this might have a weird energy to
Are
it.
you Sina
Oh,
or
Sina doesn't have anything either.
No, Sina has
No,
something.
Sina
She
does.
has the
She
necklace
has
of
been
the
Oh,
this
fire.
whole
that's
time, and
right.
I've been so worried about her the entire time.
I remember.
None of you
Okay,
thought to
well,
ask or
Seraphel?
remember. What was
let's
that?
hear it.
Are you Sina or Seraphel right now?
I'm clearly Sina
Sina
because my
voice.
voice is lighter and I'm more spry with
Sina
my head
voice.
movements.
Okay, excuse me.
Sina,
I
Seraphel's
can tell.
eyebrows clench in too when she talks.
Right.
And you also sit backward.
That's right.
I'm not an FBI body language expert yet. Okay, so my plan. I think we should take a day trip. We could go to Silverhaven, check on anybody. Then I think we should gather the best mages and the most intrepid adventurers that the Feywild has to offer, and we should have the mages come here and help Randy build the engine, and we should have the adventurers go look for pieces of the thing. And in order to incentivize them to do this, we ask Amar to help, and maybe he can get, the Lexi Conclave people and, other folks from Hyla, and then maybe we go to the other courts and ask them for help too. And then we bring them here, like the Trinity test site in the Scroll Oppenheimer, a giant brain trust, and then we all work together to build the engine.
Someone's
And
going to build a bigger engine.
yeah, aren't we building the biggest engine?
That was a joke, but okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Someone will build a bigger bomb.
I only saw the movie once.
Oh.
You
Great
haven't seen it
flames
13
like
times in theaters like Chris has?
I only watched it once at home on Peacock because you know how I do, and it's just a very common plane movie for me. It's like 3 solid hours of plane time filled,
Sure.
and United carries
17
it,
times in
Southwest
theaters.
carries it, so it's yeah.
Um, I like the general idea. I am a little bit wary of sharing the information that we have with people who we do not know.
What information specifically are you talking about? The fact that the world is ending?
No, more about the celestial engine, all the stuff that's I don't know, man. It just seems like a lot to give to a lot of people. And if one of them's a bad apple, they're withholding whatever they want to do, like that could fuck up our whole plans.
Well, that's why.
And I
Sorry,
don't
go ahead.
work well with others.
Oh, sure you do. You've worked fine with us for, like a year now, or a few years, or however long it's been. Time has gone for us.
Sorry. Others don't like to work with me, is what I've found.
Seraphel
Okay.
starts
Well,
nodding frequently, like
this is
frequently. She's
why,
just like,
you're the director, but you you can be like isolated from people if you want to, and you'll have underlings. And then maybe your underlings are more people, and they can do more of the management of the other wizards. I don't know. Plus, then we could like call you the Archmage, and you can like hide away in the tower and be all like secretive.
No, I'd rather work on it myself if it's all the same to you.
Do you not think help would be helpful?
I'm somewhat inclined to agree with him. There are uses of the gate that, or the engine rather, that might be better left where people are unaware of it. Plus, anyone you bring here is susceptible to potential harm of Goy. On the Fey plane, they are safer from it.
As far as we know for now, I feel like there's two big asterisks next to that.
I mean, that's a good reason to stop by Silverhaven real quick and make sure
Yes.
people there are okay.
Also, part of this plan, tangentially, we should resurrect Zephyron, and also Seraphel, you should be able to turn into a big dragon again.
I feel like you can't just say that.
Why
Very
exactly
much.
would I do that?
I don't know. So you are like, don't get me wrong, you're really badass now, but like, if you were a dragon, that would also be
What do
like,
you know about dragons?
seeing Valyrian was the scariest, coolest thing that ever happened to me. So that
Tiring to that form means sacrificing the only gift I have that you don't. Immortality.
is he not immortal? He being
If he has
Valyrian?
decided to give up his form and retire to that of the beast, he has decided to shed his immortal veil. Yes.
Well, you being immortal is also pretty cool. I thought this was like something you could do that like you had like lost the ability to do or something.
Choice.
Why would one be a dragon when they can be immortal?
You talk to him.
Yeah, I never
We
really
are.
understood that.
There's a lot that you don't understand about my kind. We were created by the gods in the gods' image. I do not claim to understand the choices that they made, but it was a form that we were able to take and enter and exit at will. I have no idea what would happen were I to turn into it now. It has been close to a millennium since I last took that form. Most of our people, my brothers and sisters, preferred to take current form as a means of more closely aligning to your kind, so that we might present as equals.
Gotcha.
How noble of you. Sorry. Yeah, no. So, Seraphel, if you want to stick around here and help me out, unless you really want to go to Silverhaven with these guys,
You
I
can
think
meet people that aren't us.
Didn't you just have a whole thing about wanting to work alone?
not wanting to. It's just that, like, no offense, Willem, but like, Seraphil probably has a little more experience in this kind of stuff than most people do. She's
mean,
probably pretty helpful.
Sure.
can also, in a way, stay behind, but also go.
What does that mean?
What if there was like two of me, but one of me stuck slightly more?
What?
You know that spell that you know how Draken had 2 Drakens?
Are you proposing making a Branwyn simulacrum?
Yeah, I could
No,
do
that
that,
that
and
could be
then
useful. Could I just like tell it to do stuff?
yeah,
Yeah, that could be
yeah,
useful. No, for sure.
okay. I don't think Branwyn 2 can regain spell slots, but I'll have some.
Cool.
Should I go make Branwyn 2?
I don't have to deal with her.
Alright, I feel like me casting Simulacrum is gonna like there's just gonna be another Branwyn that just walks out of the lake.
That is actually not what's going
Oh,
on.
okay, yeah, what happened? What
And
happened, God?
it is a pretty lengthy casting time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like 15 minutes.
Googling.
12 hours. 12-hour
It's a
casting time.
12-hour casting
Damn.
time. So if you're doing this like at daybreak, it will take until evening time for this to occur. Um,
I don't know if it's worth that much
Are
time.
you sure you want a second Branwyn that bad? It might be like a blight on our society.
don't
I don't
forget
know if
that
we
you're also
need.
on the material plane now, where you have technically a year versus a month.
It's up to you, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look. To be clear, what I'm gonna do while you guys are gone is I'm gonna work on this enchantment stuff. Seraphel, if you're okay with it, can you kind of figure out the schematics of this engine thing, just to get a head start on it before we actually, start putting it together?
It's also missing a lot of pieces, isn't it?
Yeah, but we can kind of like, put a skeleton together.
General understanding of what's required. You do have a list of things that are required, but I can
Oh
also
yeah.
get a better sense of what's missing. And again, and she kind of like gestures broadly to all the pieces that are just kind of like lying out on the field. I was the muscle. I didn't do this stuff. This was the Firearms territory.
Oh yeah. So resurrecting him, how can we do that?
Well, we can't resurrect him just straight up. He's been dead too long, unfortunately.
What's like the time limit?
30 minutes.
It's
It's a very not short
I
amount
mean,
of
no,
time. I mean, it's
it's
not
not
a
bad.
long time. I believe for your current spells, you need a physically full body and not a skeleton. You need a, generally speaking,
You need meat on them bones.
corpse
uh,
that you can
it has to be
cleave soul to body.
dead for no more than a century, and this guy's probably been dead for a century, huh?
Or
Probably
like
longer than that.
101 days for sure.
Yeah, 101
101
years.
days is very different than
Oh,
a century.
yeah, it's bad.
We do have a lot of speak with dead, though.
You have to wait another 10 days before you can use that again.
That's true. But
Mm,
I mean,
Seraphel has
Seraphel
speak
can
with dead, doesn't
also
he?
come meet people that aren't us. I feel like that would be an experience for everyone.
you just want Seraphel to meet your sister and your dad, don't you?
I would hate my sister so much, it'd be really funny.
Colette's great.
Yeah, but Seraphel would hate her.
No,
That
Seraphel
instruction,
Colette's great.
she's not that great.
My sister?
Nah,
Oh,
she's
she
great.
did stab me.
I
In
thought
that
Or
case,
trying to kill us.
that's
I'd love to
ancient.
meet her.
No,
Perhaps it is wise for you to then leave a duplicate of yourself to assist Randy with whatever activities he may need. I don't follow orders while I give them. And I will accompany you to Silverhaven, and I can spend whatever time required to understand the full nature of the gates upon our return.
Great.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good. Uh,
Great. I'll start making Branwyn 2.
okay, I
Hmm,
will brew a pot of coffee. Does anybody want any?
Think I'll need
Sure.
some for.
Hell yeah. And I go and like get a fucking pot out because we don't have like a regular coffee maker, I assume. So I'm making some like weird ass like
I'm making cowboy
pour
coffee.
over.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
making cowboy coffee. Yeah.
a real
Need
big pot
some
of it.
mushrooms in there, just a little bit for flavor, mostly.
All right.
Great.
Willem, did you have something you wanted to say?
I have a bad idea.
I I love bad ideas.
Okay, so like this is probably gonna elicit some eye rolls, and I'm gonna look around and make sure Dunk and Clarissa are not here.
Not here. They're at Bracken's Tower.
They've been gone for a while.
I'm still looking to make sure. What if we brought Dragon Boss
You
back
can't
to life?
hide. Wait, what?
What did you say?
What if we brought Dragon Boss back to life?
We can't.
He does not have a head.
Oh. Well, see, that's why it was a bad idea. One of the
Okay.
reasons.
Oh shit, I also forgot to tell you guys. So I talked to Azaleas last night. They seem pretty cool. And
Your
we're
pardon?
kind of we're kind of striking up a deal. They might help
Do they
us out
still
with this
want to
whole
devour
thing.
my soul or anything or something?
What? No.
Didn't
Oh,
it
cool.
want to eat your entire civilization, and is like changed there by like the efforts of many powerful people?
No,
You
they're
Yeah, I
mean,
chill.
was.
you mean me?
You're so cool. Yeah.
Shit, for real?
Yes.
They seem more concerned with like I don't know. I don't think they really care about us.
Oh, they
They just
care.
kind of think it's
Oh,
like
they
fun.
have.
Yeah, my soul was promised to them like twice.
Yeah, I don't know if Azaleas cared about you.
They have no interest in the none. They have no interest in the souls of an individual. They spoke to you. They can speak
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah, twice. So I cast Commune just to kind of see what would happen because I knew like Adara killed me, so we're not friends anymore. But I just kind of want to see what would happen, and Azalea showed up. So that was cool.
It's most intriguing. I a chainbreaker.
We know where they are if you want to have a little face to face.
Oh, they didn't seem concerned with the chains, by the way. So like, yeah, go ahead and talk to them if you want. They're down there if you want to
Down
make that
there.
part of your field
They're
trip.
likely more closely associated to a rift in this realm that we sealed them in, which is most peculiar.
Yeah, is there any reason that you sealed Azaleas away besides like just in general them being more powerful than the gods?
We're the only god we could not defeat. They are chaos
You're an
incarnate.
OG.
They are the only remaining prime. But
So they might
deviating
like
in ways
us.
that, well, they certainly don't like me. Or at least that's what I would
Hmm.
have thought. But
I can ask them tonight.
we got them tonight.
That's what I said.
Time and again, you continue to surprise me with your actions. idiotic though they may be, you seem to trip into successes. You seem to stumble upon things that work out for you in the end. How can someone be as lucky as you? And
Look, if you spend time thinking about why things are happening to you, you'll never really get anything done. So
spend
I don't know.
10,000
I had to
years, just 1,000
bail
years
out
trying to
quick.
figure out why things happen to me.
Spending time thinking about why things happen to people is sort of how you learn.
I think you broke her a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get to work. Just wanted to let you guys know about the Azalea situation. I'm gonna talk to
Are
him
you
again tonight.
making wet Branwen 2?
Wet
What,
bread.
Brandon?
I called her wet Branwen because she's coming out of the lake, right?
Well, I don't know I don't know how she's gonna
Like you're
appear.
making her out of like lake mud.
Which
Willem,
I
make
God,
a
what am I doing?
perception check if you're watching Branwen cast the spell.
12.
Okay. You kind of linger around. So Branwen heads out to the lake to her usual spot and kind of crisscross applesauce sits upon the waters of the river. One of the most distinctive differences between the Fey plane and the material plane at this juncture is that the river has a pretty strong current, and Bramlin remains static as the water kind of laps around her and moves further downriver towards Conway's Ferry. Um, she remains there, motionless for the most part, for the better part of the morning. Bramlin, you kind of pull together some of the pieces of Willem's not wrong. You kind of assume what you need to cast the spell, like based on how you've been given this knowledge. You kind of pull together like physical representations of yourself in the natural world to attempt to see if you can focus upon them to split part of your essence into this. And for the most part, nothing really happens. Like you're not advancing. Nothing seems to be working. You kind of like build a little like almost doll out of clay and mud, and nothing seems to advance. Um, and as things occur around you, you yourself don't notice the activities that begin to affect you. Willem, as you kind of lurk around and peer out to Branman, for the most part, you kind of just lounge there, knowing that Randy has gone off to his room, his quarters, to study. Seraphel is just, wandering the grounds, almost muttering and talking to herself, and Sina keeps a very close eye on Branman. So you find yourself just kind of lounging. And it takes you a while to notice because you've just kind of distracted yourself in the nature of the day. The birds flying overhead, the sun high in the sky, the wind rustling in the trees. But a brief moment kind of snaps you back to observing your companion. It's odd. Her head kind of seems to twitch unnaturally in a way that it just you're just like, wait, what was that? And you just watch 5 minutes go by and 10 minutes go by. And then 15 minutes go by, and you still see her sitting motionless until finally her head seems to kind of pull off in different directions. In one way, her head snaps up and looks this direction, but a copy of her head snaps and looks up in the other direction. And they seem to pull, and for a moment, you can see threads of skin pulling apart, leaving an entryway that you can peer through to the far side of the river. And you kind of like repress just a moment of just a gag. It is for all the viscera and the blood that you've spilled and the heads that you've toppled yourself. This was sick and twisted, where the skin almost seems to bend and flex, and her head snaps and twists, and she seems to almost scream as she looks off in different directions. And then that starts to happen more frequently, where her body undulates and twists, and parts of it snap and then recoil back together.
The good
And the
thing
more
Sina's not here. She wouldn't like this very much.
Sina's watching and frequently like looks over at you and calls out to Bramlin, but Bramlin is unable to break the concentration of the spell as she continues to cast. And Bramwin, for all intents and purposes, you remain motionless on the water as you
I'm just
concentrate
chilling. I'm just
on the
casting a
figure.
spell, dude.
Willem, as you watch, and you kind of leave, get lunch, come back, and you see that the splits happen more frequently, the glitching and twitching, and like the pieces seem to get further and further apart and then snap back together. The version that splits off in an opposite direction seems to have a grayish hue to it, the skin paler and sallow, while the other that splits off in the opposite direction almost resonates of Branwen that you first met. The fiery nature of her hair, brighter and
Oh,
orange.
she's splitting her depression into another person.
And as you continue to watch and the hours wane away and the afternoon turns to evening, Branwen, for a moment, you feel this gut-wrenching pain. Like all of a sudden, your concentration is snapped by this sinking feeling in your heart and a tugging at the back of your mind as the weight of your consciousness just bears down on your shoulders, and the weight of the overwhelming responsibility and pain and sadness that you have endured for the better part of a year just drag and pull, and you almost feel like you're about to throw up, like you keel over and just with the wretch as you try to force these feelings up and out. And Willem, Sina watch from the shoreline as suddenly your body just splits in two, and you find yourself staring face to face with a much more pallid version of yourself, their skin sunken and sallow, eyes deep purple, and their bags under their eyes forming in just a dark complexion. They look as though they haven't stopped weeping. And you yourself feel lighter. And as you stare at this figure, you're fully conscious of the pain that you've let go and the emotions that you've let go of. And you still feel them very deeply. You don't feel any different. You see almost this reflection of yourself, a version that you could be. And you realize the gift that you've been given to create this version of yourself, perhaps not one you would have taken or had a few months prior. And that this is something dark and twisted, pulled from a version of yourself that, if left unchecked, would overtake you. And that figure kind of looks at you and goes like this, and like bites their lip, like whatever that person's name is. Yeah, I don't know. Is that what she does in Substance? I'm reading the Discord.
I
haven't seen
100%
it.
was going to say, Chris, you would actually love the Substance.
Isn't that what
is
she
just
does? She
the
does like that thing where she's like, she like bites her lip
I
and
don't.
Demi. I'll
Oh,
find
Margaret
it.
I was
Qualley, yeah.
thinking either
Quayle, yeah.
this is both the Substance and possibly also Severance.
It's not Severance.
I got
Because
I got
you
both
still feel.
Substance and Severance at the same
Shep, have
time.
you seen The Substance yet?
Not.
You should. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm going home
Um,
this weekend. Maybe I'll watch it with my mom.
based on the Wikipedia, it does sound like a movie I would like until the last 15 minutes. That last paragraph is brutal.
It's
This
crazy.
is so
Brutal.
funny because you just described all of that.
But it's like fine when I'm saying it, but if I have to watch it, no.
Damn. Wait,
So
so
wait,
am
is
I happy
our
Brandon
Branwen
or
the
am I still
depressed
normal?
one or the happy one?
Original
happy now?
Branwen is the no, like I said, you still feel all
Fixed
the
now?
things. Everything feels the same, but you look brighter, happier, and this version in front of you is like a representation of the gift that you've been given by dark forces that you've decided to take advantage of in this particular moment.
This seems both healthy and unhealthy in this moment.
Yeah. I don't know
Uh,
that this is a great coping strategy.
you hear Sina from the short line. Wow.
That was yucky.
Yeah, that was weird. Everyone, this is also me. Sorry. Sorry.
I don't know how to respond to that. I knew you were doing it, and still, it's
It's kind of freaking me out now.
why do they look so sad?
I don't know, and I'm kind of scared to think about it too long.
At this point, I walk out of the tower with 3 cups of coffee, like juggling it. I look up, I go, and I
Randy
go
was
back
brewing
inside.
coffee for 12 hours.
Yes, and I go back inside. I grab another one, and I come out with 4 cups of
Coffee is
coffee.
so strong, guys.
And I hand it to everyone. I hand one to each Branwen, and I go, okay, which one do I get to keep?
You don't
Yeah, I don't
keep
like it.
either of them. That's a really bad thing to say.
That's a weird way to say it.
Sorry, which one is going to hang out with me?
I'm
think
Brandon
I think you get
Prime.
Brian with Beta.
Seraphel is like inspecting Branwen Beta. BB.
No,
BB. She's inspecting BB. She's like, this is an interesting use of the affliction that you have, Branwen. I assume you're aware of the consequences of diving into this magic.
I'm sorry, what?
Hey, Branwood, do you remember who Elray was?
Yeah, he was that wizard guy.
But like, do you remember all of it, or do you like remember what we filled you in on after you forgot him? Seraphel said, "Interesting use of your affliction." So I was wondering if all your brain rot went to Branwood Beta.
I still don't remember.
Yeah, you still don't remember.
Okay.
Right, when you remember all the same things, feel the same things, like beyond your physical appearance, nothing has really changed. You do feel like somewhat emotionally lighter, like there's a somewhat of an alleviation, but you're like fully conscious of like why you've been feeling those things. You still share in that way. You still share in whatever those feelings do to you. Um, it just it feels different to a certain extent. There is an emptiness within you. Um, but you're not sure how to feel about that emptiness.
Therefore, I won't think about it too long. All right.
When Beta chimes in, yeah, it's just important that you guys like don't overthink it. I'm her and she's me.
Cool. Yeah. No, that sounds good. I
I can
wasn't gonna.
I can help I can help you,
Make an
Randy.
insight check. Is it
Thank you.
important that I don't overthink it, or should I be overthinking this?
You can make an insight check.
15. Is Beta Branwood evil?
Branlin, for all intents and purposes, seems like the same person that you've been talking to for the last year of your life. However, they just don't look as great.
They're not hot.
Oh, they're still like whatever Branwen's role is. They just look really, really tired.
I got 16.
Like crushingly tired. Haven't done their hair in several days. Haven't showered in several days. Like that kind of concept.
All right, let's leave.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I need to rest for 4
Uncomfortable, actually.
hours.
Oh,
So,
I don't. I can go whenever you want me to.
well, you're staying here.
Okay, whatever you need. That's fine. I don't like to make decisions.
damn, she is you.
Oh,
Holy
man.
shit.
Sina just goes,
Oh, God.
oh my god. Um, oh my god. This is really.
Hey, Branwyn Beta, what's your biggest insecurity?
I'm calling her Beta.
I'm not going to tell you that, Willem.
Oh,
Thank
I didn't know
you.
if you were just gonna tell everybody everything. Okay.
Still, Brandon, you get to know whatever I want to tell you when I want to tell you.
She's on the level.
She's on the level.
Oh my god. Maybe this is a good thing. Okay, I need to kind of power nap for 4 hours, and then we'll go to Silverhaven. So you guys can hang with BB, I guess.
Say hi to Dad for me. And God, I guess.
Okay. Okay. All right, I go to take a 4-hour rest.
Okay. Does anyone else need to do anything prior to going to their activities?
Can I take this opportunity to destroy my my crown?
You may make a religion check, and this will take several days of study. But you have been at it for about 2 now, I would say.
Is
So
BB
you,
witnessing this?
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
if you ask her to.
yeah. We're hanging out in my in my study, which is just like the whole tower, but like with all the fucking uh uh Pepe Sylvia shit all around.
To be fair,
Wait,
it's
what are you
just the
doing?
ground floor of the tower.
Okay, then that's where we're
Am I
at.
BB now? I get to play 2 of me. Hey, dude, what are you doing?
I'm going to destroy this crown and find out what its properties are.
You mean like the crown that's making you not crazy and stuff?
I can be crazy for a little while and then it'll be better later. I don't really know if anybody else can, afford to give theirs up. Um,
Oh, you should
uh,
absolutely not tell other brand when this.
no, I'm not gonna do that because she apparently can give away her necklace to whoever she wants. Even though she's, at the most risk of any of us at this point. And Seraphel's not going to give hers up because she's Seraphel. Why would she? And Sina's, well, that's not going to happen. So I got a
Tina's really
23
great.
on religion.
As you're chatting about this, you're kind of focusing on the crystal of Alari's circlet, and you like ponder deeply and stare into the lattice network of the crystal, and you start to understand more and more as you're kind of just peering in, and you feel the surge of the weave in you. And as the weave overtakes you and you start to notice the finer details of the crystal, you can see this peculiar lattice forming within, and your eyes tune to what are realistically like, to the untrained eye, just catches of the light in the cut of the crystal itself. But instead, you see them as more lines that fade through the inner mechanism of the crystal, with pulses of light gently fading through them. And as you focus more clearly upon them and let them, you spend more and more time with it, the crystal begins to fracture and inevitably shatter. And the luster of the tiara fades away, the circlet rather fades away, and you feel blessed with the knowledge of the circle itself and the enchantment within it, specifically including some things that you did not know it could do. So you are aware that you can now cast Greater Restoration with Alari's Circlet. It also provides a Sentinel Champion's resilience against the psychic effects of Li Goi. And you finally learn that it can also grant the wearer a daily pool of temporary hit points equal to their character level plus their charisma modifier. And that can be done once per long rest and can only be used as one source of temporary hit points at a time.
That is nice.
So is this thing destroyed now?
Yeah, no, for sure. So I know how to make it now. It's just gonna take a while because I don't actually know what I'm doing. So do I have to have like the actual objects in front of me to like start like tinkering at, or can I like do any pre-work before I have the ingredients in front of me?
Committing the enchantment to memory can be part of that. How many did I say? Hold on. Committing the enchantment to memory can be part of the 3 days, but the actual casting needs to happen on the object during those 3 days. Failure to do so during the requisite skill check might increase the amount of time, but yes, you can do things without the object itself.
Okay.
I can give you inspiration.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
I can't do it every day, but I can do it like 4 times. I'm a temporary Branwyn.
And you're doing a great job at it. So could you do me a favor, Branwyn, and could you run down to that place that we always go to, Trowood, talk to the hot blacksmith there, pick up like a pair of like nice worked earrings, a pair of nice worked gauntlets, and maybe like, I don't know, what does Willem like to wear? Pants? Can we give him like some long underwear? Like enchanted?
Don't forget
Yeah,
to
just
also count as an attuned item, so feel free to pick something that's relevant in that sense.
yeah, get it.
Can all-
Bring him some like masterwork long pants,
Long johns, yes.
long john.
No one can share.
Stephanie has a different suggestion.
Oh, and then for me, wait,
She said cockray.
Oh,
no.
come on.
I also don't think you'd want to wear one of those all the time.
Oh, and I don't know, pick me up like I don't know. I've been wearing this for damn near a year straight, so like just something new. I don't know. Nice shirt.
Or like any kind of style or something.
Kind of like this, just like comfy, you know.
Oh, okay. So
Cotton,
okay,
maybe wool.
wool.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need anything else while I'm out? I guess that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Do you need like eggs? Isn't it super haunted there?
It's not
Yeah, it
haunted.
is.
Well, it's a little haunted, but I think as a simulacrum, you're immune to that.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
you don't have
super
like real
haunted and
brain.
it's all my fault. Got it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll go get
No,
that.
no, it's my fault, but it's cool. Hey, can
Hmm?
you and Branwyn like communicate, or are you
Yeah,
like
we can
two
talk to
separate
each other.
entities right now?
No, that's another brand one.
So you like are you like
Right?
constantly are your
Right,
brains
Dad?
always connected?
No, I don't think I technically have a brain.
You
If
actively,
I don't
what are you
know.
talking about? Did you read the
Is it goo in
spell?
here?
Yes,
He's
you
Is
can
it
do
goo
it.
in here?
You can do
Yes, no.
everything that Branwen would do. You can act with Branwen's autonomy and follow Branwen's instructions, but no, you cannot talk to each other on a regular basis.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was saying. I was more saying that I don't have a brain because I'm filled with in the traditional spell, I'm filled up with snow.
Oh, okay. So if I tell you something, Branwyn won't like immediately know.
No, unless I tell her or you tell her. She has like really good hearing, which I don't think she does.
Yeah, no. That's good to know.
What's the matter? Why don't you want to sit with me?
Hey, how are you doing there, champ? You seem bad.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm a cursed object.
Oh, just so you know, Bramwin, BB feels the same way that BA does.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I thought I was more depressed though.
You're not, you just look more depressed.
Oh, okay. I don't feel more depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm great. I'm doing real good.
Cool. Yeah, so just pick
I
up
feel
those
like I'm
things.
divulging my own secrets and it still feels bad. So,
Well, it's, is this weird? This is weird, right?
this is super weird. Didn't
All
ask
right.
for this.
And I write down all the things that I said and I just give it to you as like a shopping list and I go, all right, Branwyn, mush.
What?
G- go please help
Did you
me.
just call me mush?
No, I said like, like sled dogs, like mush.
Like I'm a dog?
You like dogs?
Well, yeah, most people do. Okay, I'll go shopping.
And I turn around, I go, this is weird, this is weird, this is weird.
I've made everyone supremely uncomfy.
All
I'm so
right.
excited for when Randy keeps talking to actual Brandon once uh BB is gone, thinking that she knows everything that BB does, but she don't. It's inevitable.
What just happened there? Okay. Bramwin Alpha takes 4 hours to rest. It is nighttime. Um, Sina is just kind of hanging around, kicking rocks around Bramwin Alpha while she is meditating. Randy, are you doing anything else before taking a long rest?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Willem, did you have anything that you wanted to do on this particular day before retiring?
No, sir.
Um, as you all lay your weary heads to rest, Randy, you,
Oh, sorry. There is one thing I want to do before I go to bed.
okay,
I want to cast Commune. 'Cause I said I would. So I'll do the same thing I did before. I'll go outside, lay down on the ground, kind of feel myself connect to the earth, and cast Commune.
okay, nothing occurs.
What?
Boo! Oh,
Not good. Okay. Then I will disappointedly go to bed.
As you lay your weary head to rest, um, still kind of feeling the jittery nature of the coffee, you fall into a slumber, the first in many weeks, unabated by the circlet of Alari. The dreams never really ceased during that time. You had peculiar and odd dreams, but tonight feels slightly off. You awake the next morning, like any other, stepping downstairs into the tower, a bit confused as to why your many weeks of work are missing from the walls of the tower. Sina and Seraphel sit at the table, chatting with one another, and nod to you as you come down the stairs. And you feel a heat of rage for just a moment, thinking that your work has been cleaned up or erased by your companions.
Hey, yeah, so I kind of needed all that was on the wall. Did you guys take that down, or is what's going on?
Oh, sorry. We just thought with that you like had figured everything out with the whole spell and everything that you were gonna like
No, no,
you
no.
knew what to do.
I I do, right? But I got a lot of work to do still. I gotta kind of like meditate on it and really figure it out. So it's like I've got like step one is done, which is the big step, right? But there's like steps, A through Z still left. So I still need that. Where'd you put it? Where'd you put all the stuff?
I don't know. Brandon showed us like a room downstairs, I think.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But wait, what? I don't.
Cool.
Sorry, I don't. I guess I kind of feel like we should all be aware of the plan. Like, what do you have to meditate on exactly?
Oh, I've just got to like, kind of make sure I get the enchantments right before I can give everybody, the things. Because if I get it wrong, then it's just going to take me a while. I'm
All
not,
that was for all the stuff on the walls was for what?
make so you guys don't get Swiss cheese monstered. Eli Goy, the brain parasite. It's going to prevent that for a little while. Just kind of
Oh,
stave it off.
all that was for that.
Yes, I've said this a lot. This is Sina.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Yep. I've
No, I'm
said it
sorry.
a lot.
I'm sorry. I just thought there was like other stuff up there as well. Sorry, I didn't. I just trying to understand what it is that you're doing. That's all.
No,
Mhm.
it's okay.
I didn't mean to bother you. It just sometimes you get on these trains where you don't like share everything. So I don't know. It looked like
No,
more
yeah.
than just like enchantments up there.
What do you think I'm working on? No, this is just the one thing for now, and I'll let you know when I start a new thing. I've been trying to be a little bit more open about all this.
It's just the enchantments then.
Yes.
That's odd. I thought the other day you were talking about the other thing.
What other thing?
I don't know. You were telling me about.
Well, after the enchantments, like yes, we're gonna strip all the gods of their godhood, but that's later. That's later.
No, before that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's fine. If you don't know and she doesn't know, you probably don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna grab the stuff, and we're gonna keep going.
There's
Okay.
nothing down there.
You said you put it in a room down there. Bramwin showed you a room.
No.
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 Okay, so I'm just gonna go down there anyway. I'm gonna
There's nothing
run down
down
there.
there. There's nothing down there.
I'm just gonna go check for myself because it's clearly somewhere. You put it somewhere, right? So
Right. It's down there.
thank you. Okay, and I run downstairs and I check in the basement.
So the downstairs is like a trap door, effectively.
Oh yeah.
Like by the stove, like the fireplace. Yeah, you can check it out. As you throw open the trap door, you find yourself just staring into a void of darkness. And Cena's voice kind of just starts to twitch just a bit. I told you there's nothing down there.
Yeah, that's darkness down there. So you guys just like put it. Where did you put it? Where did you put it?
He's gonna like frantically turn around, like the two of them are kind of standing there, and the inky blackness starts to kind of pour out of their eyes. Put
Oh,
one
fuck.
forward. You won't stop me. I know what you're up to. Ready? Go down there. See nothing for yourself. Nothing is waiting for you. As nothing will be all there is. Everything you do is undirected. But I will for you to witness my creation. And Seraphel starts to grab you by the cheek and kind of just pull you in. Just, I'll undo her first. What do you think 1,000 years of me looks like when the fineries are stripped away? Go on and build it for your friends. I get what I want eventually. And I'll find whatever it is you're planning, one way or another. Even if I unravel your friends, one by one. You cannot hide from me forever, as in your dreams. When you close your eyes at night and peer into the darkest corners of the sky, there is only nothing. As you start to look down, you see darkness pulling at your ankles, pulling at your legs as it drags you deeper and deeper. The same crushing weight of your experience of the tree pulling down on you again, punching around your throat. Seraphel's opposite hand crushing on your windpipe until you wake up the next morning.
I'm gonna kind of get up and go. Okay, we have to get better at hiding. And I start making a list of names.
And the rest of you, the day is yours.
Let's get going, yeah. Time's a wasting, and we can max this out. We can maybe even hit up Alicera if we want to visit Azaleas. Unless that's a
That would
terrible
be.
idea, since Azaleas hates you.
Well, they might not. They might also. Azaleus is the god of chaos. They cannot put them away for long. But they might also choose to stay away if they can reach us now. The reality is we cannot trust them. We cannot hope to understand them. And so in that way, we cannot rely upon them. But it is curious they would engage with Brandy. I thought about this for a while last night. We stand to suffer the very same if Goy is allowed to proceed unchecked. But they could also stand to gain. We cannot understand their motives in this case.
Would we want Randy with us for this meeting with Azaleas?
I believe it unwise to pursue at this particular juncture.
Okay, we'll wait then. Just hit up Hylos there and come back. All right, who wants to go swimming?
All right. You all proceed to the Fey Plane and head off to.
Randy, you good? You good here? Randy, BB?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
BB's out
I'm
shopping.
great. BB went down to Trowood to pick up some shit.
Several days, by the way. Just making sure you're aware of that.
Probably
Okay.
fine.
Did she take
I don't know if she
Maple?
needs to eat. Yeah, she probably took Maple.
Okay.
Her one source
She
of
absolutely took Maple.
Okay.
Right.
All right. The rest of you head off to through the Evan Lake back towards the Fey Plain. Um, this is also several days from Silverhaven, depending
No,
on
it
your.
isn't, buddy.
Because you're teleporting.
Yeah.
Okay. To where are you teleporting in Silverhaven?
I'll take us to just outside the building, or my dad's building.
Roll a D100.
Oh boy, oh boy. 50.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Straight 50. Oh, Scabio. Biscuity. Legworm.
You are
Yay.
on target. So as Bramlin opens up the doorway in front of you, you can very clearly see through the portal that is before you the quaint city block of Seabass Foxbriar, and the small doorway to his bachelor pad, a 3-story but tight kind of walk-up building that he's living in, which at the moment is closed. And as you step out onto the streets of Silverhaven, it is rather bustling in comparison to how you've previously left it. Almost as though there are kind of more folks going to and fro. Um, and the city seems to be abuzz with activity, but make a perception check as you arrive in the city.
My plan.
I got a 7.
I got a 14.
Well, I'm able to tell that in some circumstances, some of the people kind of going to and fro are a bit disheveled, um, and look, but in a different sense than you've experienced up until this point. Like you're not alarmed by their state. You are instead more kind of immediately saddened. Some of them bear like kind of the striking copper skin that you've become accustomed to in your home court, and just based on the weariness of their clothing and the uh, just general degradation of their attire and the bags under their eyes. This is more of a fatigue from many days and weeks of travel. And you get the sense that a significant portion of this particular population in the part of Silverhaven where you found yourself in are refugees from the city of Hylosera, and potentially others impacted by the Autumn Court's attempted genocide.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They're
Awesome.
just refugees. They don't have brain worms.
Yes. No brainworms.
Thank
Just
God they're only refugees.
yeah. Thank God they are only intended to be eradicated from the face of this particular plane.
All right. Can we have like before we left, we just kind of like put a cloak over Seraphel's wings to make her slightly less conspicuous.
So actually, as you attempt to do that, Seraphel just kind of like glares at you, closes her eyes, and
Okay.
focuses for a bit, and the wings just fade away.
Holy shit.
Yes,
crazy.
when
Okay.
I'm not typically attempting to, quote, fly under the radar, but it is a trait that I have.
Okay.
If I may, before we go in here, how exactly do you plan to introduce me to people?
I mean,
Sina chimes in. Oh, what? Is there something wrong with the genocidal maniac who's been attempting to kill us this whole time? Is that weird? Hey, Dad, meet our murderer. And Seraphel kind of chimes in. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not how they introduced you the first time? And Sina just goes, "Hmm."
Willem in the background is just gonna go.
Immediately,
Brenwyn-
Sina's like head snaps to you, Willem. This is why it's hard to like you.
it's like that vine where the kid shoots a gun in his house and his brother just goes,
This is why Dad doesn't
"I
fucking love you.
funny.
That's a great. That's a
Why does that
great.
give Nolan, why does that give heavy your family vibe?
That's accurate.
That's pretty accurate.
All right. Yeah. I mean, but we'll figure it out when we get in there. My dad's a pretty understanding guy, usually.
What about your friend Seraphel?
Yeah.
She's from out of town.
What was that face that you just
Did you
made?
just
I know. I just drove my knee into like my mother's craft cart, and it's so heavy, and I'm actually in an enormous amount of pain right now.
I was so confused on what the hell that was.
Still hurts.
Rest in peace, Chris. Yeah, well, it's gonna be a
Glad you have craft glue.
What's this?
it's so your bones back together.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
so your
is
bones back together.
machine
What is it?
oil. Why does my mother need this?
Or a sewing machine. That's sewing machine oil.
Oh, okay. Well done, Steph.
It says Singer on the top. That's a famous sewing machine brand.
There's
Okay,
not a
yeah, we
sewing
knocked on
machine
the
down
door.
here. Oh yeah,
Well,
there it
she
is.
must have had one at some point.
No, it's right there.
Nice.
I just
Okay,
gouge
yeah, I
myself
knocked
by
on the
showing my last name.
I didn't see nothing.
The people on YouTube will pause.
Jeff knows my social security number. Don't say
You
please.
knock on the door, and you hear from
All
me,
but
all
one.
right, keep your pants on. I'm on my way down. And the door swings open, and just like in a flash of ginger red hair, he just got both of his arms around you, Bramlin. Oh, Foxy, as I
Look,
live
my
and
dad.
breathe, I feel like I haven't seen you in months. And then, oh my God, are you kidding me? Another bundle of red hair just comes flying at you and tackling you from the side as Colette just grabs you and just like pulls you into the biggest bear hug. And the three Foxbriars are currently just hugging in the doorway without much regard to the rest of you. And Seraphel just kind of leans down to you, Willem, and goes, do we interrupt this or?
Give him a few minutes. I think Brandon emotionally needs this.
Not a lot of words are exchanged. They do just kind of spend quite a bit of time kind of just with each other.
30 minutes later.
Colette, however, does. She's like, well, your hair looks incredible. What's going on? And kind of like, as she pulls away, just goes, whoa, who is this tall drink of sun tea? As her eyes just kind of like take Seraphel in fully. Like, she is also like 2 feet taller than most of you, and is just pretty alarmed at the sheer scale. And Seraphel goes, "Is that a good thing to be sun tea?"
Let's how about let's go inside. We'll go inside.
Yes, your friends are already waiting inside. Oh, what a magnificent surprise for you! How long are you staying? Come on, don't mind me. Come in. As you enter, you see that so you're on the ground floor of the apartment that has really like been built up. A foyer that traditionally was just pretty bare until you walked up to the second floor where the living quarters are, and you had spent most of your time in this apartment previously. The walls, which have like very small, thin banisters along them, are just lined with small, stained, blown glass figurines of various critters and animals. Go ahead and make a perception check as you all enter.
Who's been doing glass art?
15. Did he get better?
5.
He's gotten remarkably better. All of the like you can see that the pieces that are closer to the door are more recent, and they are much better. They get progressively worse as you get deeper into the stairwell. But Branwyn, you are able to identify that there are very clearly different versions of you guys, like all laid out. So there's a really tall, like gray and like shades of black, like it's bigger than most of the other pieces, but like the face is kind of skewed. Where like all the various stained glass pieces and like sea glass pieces are like really abstract in nature, but they get as
Except
you
for
get
the
closer to
ducks.
the doorway. The ducks are spot on. They look like ducks. But there's also like quite a few like short red hair, orange glass on green clad like elf type critters and caricatures.
You
Willem,
can't tell which one's Colette and which one's Branwyn.
exactly. Willem Bramlin like points out one which is like a very stubby looking guy with two really big brown pieces of like driftwood sticking out of the head. And you're just like starting to realize that very clearly he's been making you guys among the different critters and animals that he's been putting together. The people are real bad. The animals are beautiful. There's bunnies and ducks and various types of birds. There's red-headed cardinals, North American cardinals, goldfinches, blue jays,
Nobody stop him. He's got to
nuthatches.
keep going.
Yeah, nuthatches, yellow-cheeked warblers. Um, what else? Is there? A falcon. There's a blue heron. A lot of birds.
Has Willem ever met my dad? I can't remember. Okay. All right.
Who's been doing art? Really
That's
something.
his.
It's the Seabass and
Oh,
Sea Glass.
Oh, it's your
He
sea
does the sea
glass.
glass.
Sorry.
Things have really taken off since you've been here last time. I run a weekly stall at the farmers market in Silverhaven Square. No customers yet, but people do place orders while I'm there. They're not typically a fan of the things I bring with me. I bring more of the abstract pieces there, really gets them up to the booth and talking
Bring
about
the
things.
bird.
Well, the birds are really kind of just for me, you know, something that I like to do. And Colette loves them. Colette's been learning a lot about the birds since I started putting them together. While he's talking, kind of leading you up the stairs, Colette goes, I'm just going to like shake her head. Um, and Seraphel is like now squatting as you get higher up into the stairs. And as he opens the door on the landing to the living quarters, the living quarters have gotten much more robust since you were last here. What was previously just a like kind of couch and really divorced dad pad now has a handful of very tiny little hammocks and one large hammock. But as soon as you enter, you hear a as Randy Jr. Just comes like clomping over. And he goes, not used to having a bear in the house, so I had to move the glassware downstairs. Take a pull in a china shop, this thing. And two little fairies come and flutter down onto your shoulder. And Poppy's like hugging you all over. Reba McIntyre. Oh, darling, I'm so glad to see you. Tell me, is Puck with you?
Oh, dude.
Oh, big time dead. Brain infection.
What? I, I thought Ellery.
Yeah, no, Elray too. Sorry.
They just Poppy just kind of flutters away to the far corner, and Seabass kind of bows his head.
Probably
Sina nudges you like real hard in the side. Willem's, are you fucking kidding?
Well, we had to let them know at some point.
Oh, sure, and that was the way to do it.
Sorry, I'm full of
Seraphel,
like people.
Seraphel Transius agreed. I've seen more eloquent deliveries from rhinoceros. Uh, Cleo, however, does not leave your side, Branwen, choosing instead to kind of crisscross her own legs, not facing you and looking at Seraphel. You know, well, this was a sorry, deadpan. This was a future I did not anticipate. Fates change all the time, I suppose. Well, this is surprising, to say the least. It's like, how is this blind fairy aware of who I am? You haven't. And Seabass at that point chimes in. Yes, I believe we're all a little bit curious as to the very tall woman that you brought home with you, Branwen. Is this another one of your?
No.
Oh.
Um.
He goes, Sina, and gives her a very big hug.
Everyone, Seraphel, this is my dad, and my sister Colette, Poppy, Cleo, Randy Jr.
Second, stop. The Seraphel, the one, harbinger of doom, person who tried to kill you, person you're trying to kill. That Seraphel. You guys really have a knack for that.
Yeah, pretty much.
This would be a good opportunity for us to all understand just what exactly is going on. Um, I'll tend to Poppy. Perhaps you all reconnect. Um, Dinky from the far corner, just heading Randy Jr.
Holy shit, you're still alive, Dinky. Oh my god.
Hey, how's it going?
You been having dreams, Dinky?
No dreams. That's why I'm here.
Insight check. And
Difficult to tell, but at the same time, too gleeful and giddy to really assume otherwise.
I feel like I remember hearing him having weird dreams previously. Or am I completely misremembering?
Not having threesomes with you guys.
He's hard coded into being a throuple.
Um,
One of the only character
okay,
notes I have for him. So it just remains a staple of his personality.
okay, so I guess the summary of recent events is this is Seraphel. He's cool
Hello.
now ish. Yeah, she's okay now. Um what?
Nothing.
Who's saying that? Is this is Cleo?
No, that's Seraphel.
Okay, I could not hear what you said.
So when Cleo's talking, I'll be down here because she's little.
Oh, she's a
That's how we'll
widow.
differentiate. Yeah.
She's a widow. Yeah, Seraphel is going to help us take care of the brain parasite. Um and the brain parasite killed Aliana and Buck and Elray.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about your friends. And, well, I guess I'm glad that you're not trying to kill them anymore. And I guess I really shouldn't be surprised because weird things seem to happen to them, us, all the time. Welcome to the family. Yes, yes, welcome to the family. As Seabass ushers Cleo, Poppy, managing a lot of NPCs at the moment, Poppy over back to the conversation, who's just, yes, well, if y'all say it's safe, then I understand. I just give it to me unvarnished. Were they at peace when they died?
No.
Did anybody else talk besides Willem? I'm really sorry, dear.
They
You know
Said
I adore.
unvarnished.
I
I'm
I know
sorry.
well,
I know you know I adore you.
we
Just
don't.
your
They weren't them anymore. They weren't there.
already was saying things like that. Well, Brandon, he just cared so much about you. He left something for you. Colette, dear, I believe I gave it to you for safekeeping. Oh, yeah, yes, yes. She kind of like starts digging around in her dress. Got it. And she
What
pulls
was
out like
that?
that's not important. She just like it's like a really thick leather book with a lot of like frantic notations and bookmarks and things of
Seriously,
that
where was
nature.
this?
She goes, I just down there, and she like hands it over to you. Like as she does so, she kind of like as you like reach out to grab it, she places a hand on yours and just like very like reassuring moment that can only come from your sister. Like it's you can tell that she is attempting to kind of lighten the mood in here, but she pulls in for you.
I mean, it's okay. I forgot who he was. So
He was important to you. He was important to all of us. We might not have known him, but he was your family, which makes him ours, Foxy. I'll remember him as such for our days.
you guys are. You guys really haven't been having any dreams, right?
No dreams here. There's a checklist in there that he makes us run through every night. Well, he recommended we run through every night, and so far so good.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Um,
Walder's chairman of the city. He
holy
took his
shit.
he took
Okay.
his uncle's spot on the council.
What happened to his uncle?
Kicked out. Uh, uh,
How's
pop.
Sarah doing?
I been better. There's a lot of refugees here, obviously, um, which well, it's caused a lot of. It's unimportant. They're doing okay. The city's rebuilding, and I'm. We're glad we're here to help with everything that's going on. How are you doing? More importantly,
Oh, that's a topic you don't want to know about. No, we've got a lot to handle. Feel like I'm sorry we're not going to be able to stay very long. Randy's waiting for us back on the other side. And moves faster there, so. But we needed to check on you after just to make sure you guys were okay.
we're grateful that you could dedicate any time at all. You're always welcome here, Foxy.
Um, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a rest, so I'll just kind of chill here for 4 hours. If Willem, you want to take Seraphel and Sina to the whatchamacallit, the what's the bar that had the promiscuous girls?
Oh no, that's not the fly by night.
Vesper.
The Vesper.
Wait, no, it might be Fly by Night. Hold on, it's been a while.
I think the
Silverhaven,
fly by night is the sex club, for lack of a better term.
which also has promiscuous girls.
Yes, of both intentions.
There's Vesper, which is a quiet, laid-back, kind of lounge-style tavern. And Fly by Night is the multiple stories with different things on each story. Yes, it has one of those stories, which is a brothel. It is not
Okay,
by
it was definitely
design
not
a
the
brothel.
promiscuous girls one then.
They have
Uh,
promiscuous girls there, though.
I will turn to Sina and Seraphel and go, where would you rather go? I'm down for either.
I think I'll stay here with Brandon.
Okay.
But Sarah goes, no, I think I'll see the town. And it feels as though you have a destination that you'd like to go.
No, I honestly, other than moral support, have no idea why I'm here.
Well, then what do you want to do?
I don't know, like, we could go get a drink. I was just like, I feel like we should be doing world saving stuff, but I don't know if we could do any of that here.
Well,
You
perhaps
guys have
we
4 hours to kill.
fine, I'll go, but only because Grandma's gonna be sleeping anyway. And I feel like your sister doesn't really like me being around.
Yeah, it could be the whole stabbing.
Well, she stabbed me. I don't really feel like she should be upset that I'm here.
Like maybe she like feels weird about it, like seeing you and be like,
I think that's it. And I'm not.
He definitely feels weird about it.
I'm also not ready for the whole like alone time with Dad yet.
Yeah, but he's a nice enough guy.
Well, very nice.
He'd probably
Okay.
show you how to make a duck.
We can go. Um, as you guys decide what you are going to do, Randy, how are things on the material plane?
I don't know. How are they? How am I faring here on my studies? And has
Uh,
BB come back?
BB has not come back. Actually, so we'll stay with Branwen. But I do think it's relevant for you to still be here. But other
Hi, it's me,
Branwen,
BB.
it's BB. BB, after about a day of flying, you do arrive at Trowood.
I feed Maple.
Okay. Where are you landing? Where are you going? What's the plan when you're in Trowood?
I'm going to the grocery store or wherever. What's on this list? I'm going to pick up what Randy's looking for. I want to hang out in the scary town where yeah, it's bad there.
You're going to find the objects from the blacksmith.
Yes, I'm gonna go to the blacksmith.
Can Buster also be with her?
I think that you all in this time have built a sidecar for Maple to be able to ride Buster along in.
Buster's wearing little goggles.
You can go ahead and make a history check to understand who you're attempting to talk to. And you land kind of on the outskirts of town.
I got that's pretty good. 18.
You would recall that you would want to be going to Erwin Lewis, the blacksmith, and I'll have you make a perception check as you land.
12.
Nothing of the ordinary. You're obviously on heightened alert from understanding what's going on here. And it's been about another 2 or 3 weeks, given your time in the Tier or in the Fey plane, since you were last in Trowood. Obviously, you personally have never been to Trowood, so it's a fairly new experience for you, but you retain the memories of your other self's time here. As you walk the city streets, you do find that it is quite quiet. Um,
Ooh,
not
quiet.
many people going or moving around. The people that you do see, all kind of like bow their heads and give you very kind smiles as you go walk by.
Okay.
As you arrive at the shop of Erwin Lewis, the fire that burns outside the blacksmith's shop is quite low, as though the forge is not currently active. But the lantern inside is lit, indicating that the shop itself is open. Um, and the bell of the doorway kind of dingles as you walk in.
Jingles.
Um, and
Jingles.
you hear a faint "be with you in just a moment." And individual, young, handsome, if not very clearly quite tired, um, kind of, yes, oh, forgive me. You are friends with Willie? Will?
Willie, yeah.
Willie, yes. Uh, I haven't seen you in some time. I went to I made the plaque dedicated to you all. As far as I understand, you weren't at the commissioning ceremony. Uh, well, welcome back to town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You
I'm
okay?
sorry. Yes, you. The shop. What brings you today? What brings you to the shop today?
I just give him the Randy list.
Uh,
Blacksmith items, just the blacksmith items. I can't remember if there's other things on there
uh,
too.
uh, sorry, it's been a long day. These are things you're looking to buy.
Yes.
Got it. Oh, got it. Why don't you take this and read it off to me, and I will. Uh,
Okay. I will slowly
okay.
read.
Welcome to the shop. How can I help you?
Um, yeah, I'm just picking up a couple of items. I list off the
Yes.
things that I cannot remember.
You're looking
Yes,
for
gauntlets,
gauntlets,
necklace,
necklace.
earrings,
No, you're looking for gauntlets, earrings,
different kind of
underwear.
ring,
And what were you getting for Randy? I actually don't remember.
a cool arm
This.
cuff. Oh,
Yes.
well, that I'm gonna get at fantasy hot topic or something.
I'm afraid I don't have any. This is the Smith, so I only have things that can be
Is
made
there
with.
anything I was getting from the Smith?
This is a Smith, so I only have things that I can make from Smiths, um, which
But what if instead
would
I
certainly
wrote down
include
metal
gauntlets.
headband?
It
Yeah,
would
like
certainly.
a metal circlet.
Uh, uh, I could certainly have metal gloves
A cod
and
piece.
uh, a uh, ring for your head. I could do that as well.
Yes, yes.
Earrings. I don't do rings for ears.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Let me. If you give me a minute, I'll let you know what I have in stock.
Okay.
Yes. Here. Gauntlet. Uh, these are a very good pair. I built these a few weeks ago. Um, he places a pair of boots down on the counter. Um, metal.
Oh, this is so sad.
Look what you're looking for. Um, and the ring for your head. I have that here. And he does place like kind of a circlet, um, but it has it's like it's actually quite similar to what uh, Seraphel wears, but it lacks the gemstone. It doesn't have like the wings are not as big. It's more like a not like a Thor helmet, but it doesn't have the top piece. That well, that's a family
Exactly.
heirloom. Um,
Well,
that's you mean to pay for these things? Yes,
yes.
great, good. Well, if you give me the money, then I can give you these.
I give him how much money was I sent with?
Well, each of you only ever has 100 gold on you at a given time,
Give
but I
him
will
50
gladly.
gold.
I will say that the Dunk was smart enough to leave behind all the gold that you all have. Yes, this will do. I can't say that I have the other things, uh, clothing and
This will do for
earrings.
now. I'll
They might be
come back
available
for
at
the
some of
other.
the other shops. I don't do those things. I make things with metal. Um, it's good to see you again. I don't. I'm sorry. I know you are a friend of Will's, but I don't remember what your name was. You
My
look
name's BB.
you look different. You look like you tried something.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the thank you for the things. They're they're good. I'm gonna go now.
Oh no, it's pleasure mine, really. Sorry, the pleasure is mine. Um, as you turn to leave, uh, the kind of fractured and distant voice vanishes. So he's attempting to enchant things that can keep me out. Is that right?
I'm just gonna leave. I leave.
A passerby on the street walking past. That won't work. I know all. There's another person walking past. See all. And the third, I know that you're tapping into those powers right now, Ranlin. Or did you think I wouldn't notice? I can
Okay.
feel you. We feel. And suddenly you find yourself surrounded by 8 normal, everyday citizens of Turtle. What brings you back here? They sing in unison. Why have you come?
Let's do some shopping. Get out of my way.
You're one of us. Wouldn't you want to stay and witness what you can become? Another individual walking differently than the rest. What the hell's going on here? Big fucking circle of people. What the hell's going on? You guys like a what are they like
Who
flash
is this
mob or something?
person? Do I recognize this person?
He's just a stranger, but he's wrecking like he walks up as you're just kind of like surrounded by these 8 individuals. Flash mob, what's going on? This is weird.
Something like that, yeah.
These guys bothering you? And he kind of like stands next to you
I'm
and
gonna telepathically message him in his head, run. Get away from here.
well, were you just in my head?
Oh.
You one of the dream people? You're one of the dream. We gotta get out of here, fellas. We gotta get out. She's one of them. And he just splits off running, and the other 8 stay motionless. You are one of us. Why would you leave?
I am not one of you.
Well, BB, you are.
I am going to. Where did I put Maple and
On
Buster?
the outskirts of the city.
I have such limited spell slots.
As you kind of stand there, they start to chant. Whispers
They're
at
chanting.
first. Witness.
Oh no!
Witness.
Oh fuck that! I'm gonna cast Dimension Door.
Witness.
I'm casting Dimension Door, and
Okay.
in 500 feet away in the direction of where Maple are, and I'm just gonna book it.
Okay. As you kind of like frantically rush out of the city, staring over your shoulder, you see that they all kind of like stand there in a line, staring out at you in the distance, and nobody accosts you as you make your way out of the city. And
I'm still booking it.
boots and circlets in hand as you make your way back to Maple and Buster, who eagerly await your arrival.
We just take off. And as we're flying back, I am going to cast Sending to Message. Other Branwen, you're gonna have to do the shopping there. It's bad. It's bad there. We can't go there anymore. Hey girl, I said that with hey girl, hey.
I'll say that you all are able to kind of, based on the time dilation, receive that message as Bramlin's deciding to take a rest. So this is
Oh yeah,
basically something
I
that
tell them to go shopping for magic items for Randy.
um, and obviously it takes a bit of frantic flying, but after about another day, you are able to return to the shores of the river where Randy has been studying. So
I'm just
Randy,
gonna.
go ahead.
No,
No,
you go.
Randy, as
I
you
was just
have
gonna yell.
been
Go. Sorry.
as you have been spending time with these, um, you can go ahead and make a religion check to attempt to commit this information to memory.
Come on, baby. I'm gonna cast some. Can I cast enhance ability on me beforehand?
Give yourself advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got a nat 20.
Okay. So you're able to commit the enchantment to memory, and you feel as though you will have an advantage when making the required skill check to pass this on to an item that you are attempting to enchant. And you do this as Bramwin kind of frantically returns to the keep, or rather, BB returns to the keep. She looks a bit haggard, even by her standards, looking as the most haggard version of Branwyn. Um, and you can tell that she's kind of ridden Maple as hard as one can, and Maple pretty frantically pads over to the river to take a big draught from the water. Aristide, get over yourselves, all right? I saw the eyes, okay? I saw them from you, and I saw them from
What?
you. Not you. I saw them from them.
No, you for once. Oh my god, look
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Uh,
No,
Crowwood.
a
Fuck.
draught. I didn't say draft. I said drought.
DRAUGHT is pronounced draft.
I don't believe you, and I'm not gonna. You're wrong.
I'm so
It's
sorry. He's right.
bullshit. Absolutely
I
bullshit.
also learned this very recently, though.
No, no.
Recently learned that the
Yeah.
Washington football team is not from Washington State.
Well,
That's what I learned recently.
Maryland. They're from Maryland. Go Jaden Daniels. The Gulf of Mexico. It's Twitter.
Right?
It's Drought. Yeah. Yep.
No. We're just learning this for the first time too.
You're saying like even when they were called the Redskins, they were still from Maryland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They played in
They're
Landover.
Washington D.C.
You're
They
fucking kidding me.
Right?
the Commanders, the Washington football team, has not played in DC in
But, like their DC's team.
several
They're
decades.
DC's team?
Yeah.
Allegedly, yeah.
They play in Landover, Maryland at FedEx Field.
Right?
The Senate, or rather the House of Representatives, is attempting to steal them back to play at RFK Stadium, which is actually in the District of Columbia. And in exchange,
Not until
they
like a
gave
month ago that they're from Washington State.
Oils there.
They gave the state of Maryland fighter jets. Also, where do you think the Giants and the Jets play?
I know they're New York.
They're not. They play
What are
in
you
New Jersey.
fucking talking about? They're called the New York Giants.
Yeah, but they play at MetLife Stadium, which is in New Jersey.
That's fine. That's not nearly as much of like a brain fuck as like the entire opposite side of the US.
You thought okay, that's
Crazy.
okay.
Because
Okay.
Seattle has the Seahawks, I'm now understanding.
Yeah,
Some states have multiple football teams.
they
They have
do.
the Seahawks.
When you're in a major media outlet.
The Seabirds and the
up.
Blackbirds and the Redbirds.
Okay.
They're all
So yeah.
birds here.
So
Sorry.
Sherwood. Don't no. That's a bad place now. Don't. There.
Okay, and I turn around like this huge map of USOM that I have that I've like very crudely drawn, and I just put a big X on Trowood. Turn back, I go, would you like some coffee?
Yeah, I think I might be part of a hive mind, but not yet. But could be,
Okay, that's fine.
which means that other Brandwin also could be.
Hey, you don't need one of these doohickeys, do you?
That's an excellent question. I don't know.
Because you're like not a person, right?
Well, that's a really loaded question.
I don't mean to be insensitive, but you're like from Brandwin, right? Like you're an offshoot
Yeah.
of her. Like you know this about
Yeah.
yourself. This isn't
Yeah.
like I'm the original clone situation.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure I just have goo in me.
All right, no, okay, cool. I'm not gonna worry about making one for you then. You should be fine because you're Brandwin. You'll just slurp back into her.
Yeah, I'm full of rotisserie chicken bits.
Right. Okay. Well, how long has it been, Chris, since I started doing this?
Technically speaking, you can cast the items or the enchantments on the items that you have.
Oh shit. Okay. What'd you bring me?
Boots. Helmet thing. That's all he had. He was. Oh man.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I was just kind of trying to make it like personalized for people.
Yeah.
That's cool. Shit.
No one's broken.
I take the boots and the helmet.
You can only cast it on
Yeah.
one item at a time to start.
Right.
And the replication of hold on. The replication of such each time you do it becomes 1/4 faster.
Okay. Then I'm going to attempt. I'm wearing some adamantine splint armor underneath my guy. and I'm just
You get
gonna
that.
Extremely
enchant.
uncomfortable.
I got that a while ago. I forgot where. I think it was in underneath the temple.
Correct.
And
Where we killed that girl.
so you're casting it on yourself, on the
I'm
splint armor that
taking
you're
the
wearing.
armor off first.
Okay. And you're
So
casting it on the armor.
I guess I wouldn't be wearing anyway. It's just kind of like laying there, and I'm going to cast it on the armor.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna want to be wearing that constantly, though, dude.
Like while I'm
I
enchanting
think
it.
so. Is that how it works?
No, I think you
Well,
enchant
no.
the object and then you attune to it. Correct?
Don't you just like sleep in that?
Might as well, man.
Well,
I'm
dude, Seraphel
not.
doesn't sleep in her helmet. She's taking it off. I don't know how this works.
Hold on. Let me roll a history check there, Bremlin.
She doesn't sleep in her helmet, right?
Can I also roll a history check?
Yeah.
Or
Since
is this
Bramlin's like,
because you see this?
no, like you've seen her and Bramlin is saying this, you kind of go, huh,
I
has she?
got a 27.
You would recall that you've actually never seen Seraphel without her helmet on.
Mm.
Taking it
Yeah,
off
you know, if
before.
I sleep uncomfortably for a little while, so be it.
I mean, you do you.
I will, thank you. And I
Okay.
am going to start to enchant this guy.
You can
I need
roll
to
your religion
and
check.
you got this. It'd be bad if you messed it up. Can I inspire you?
Randy, as Brandon B casts or provides inspiration to you, you hear a very odd kind of, as she pulls out her fiddle and plays upon it. You don't actually hear the music out loud. You hear this kind of droning pull on the strings of the violin in the back of your mind. It feels almost resonant, but like you are staring at the violin expecting to hear the sound in front of you, but instead you almost think of the sound in the back of your mind. But you feel inspired.
Playing the devil went down to Georgia.
Did you leave your fiddle talent with other Branwyn?
Oh God, how bad was that?
No, it just sounded like it was like in the back of my mind and kind of like a low droning sound. I don't know how it sounded to you, but it sounded pretty bad to me. No offense.
Okay, 'cause I thought I was playing the devil went down to Georgia.
No, it wasn't that at all. It was like anyway.
Past that, and then we can talk about how cursed I am.
And
Ooh.
roll a religion check with advantage and your inspiration.
I did fucking great. I got a 33.
Oh, shit. Yes, you find that kind of holding your hands out above the splint armor, trying to recollect and call upon the nature of the enchantment that you've learned up into this date, you kind of see, you know how when you close your eyes and you see color, you close your eyes and you see the lines that faded through the crystal lattice of the circlet of Alari, and you can feel like you kind of like your fingers twitch and seem to like emulate the very pathways that the light took through the lattice, through the network. And inevitably, as you kind of open your eyes, you see faint echo of the lines across the splint armor in front of you. And you have a fully enchanted piece of splint armor.
Hell yeah. All right. And I take the boots. I enchant the boots.
It'll take you 3 days.
Yeah. But that's my
Yeah.
next project. And I put
Okay.
on the splint armor back.
Okay. You now have splint armor that has the things that I described earlier, specifically. Oops. You may class greater restoration once per day. You have resilience against the psychic effects of Ilai Goy. And you also are able to grant yourself temporary hit points equal to your character level plus your charisma modifier every day at dawn. You can only have one source of temporary hit points at any given time.
You did it.
Hell yeah, brother.
You did it.
I feel great. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Willem and company.
Yeah, here we go. I'm excited.
As you are debating where to go, Branwen receives a message from VB informing her of the terrors in Frowwood, that you will need to pick up something for Clarissa and something for anybody else.
Willem, probably.
Who are the boots for?
The boots could be for Willem or Dunk. Neither of them. I wasn't supposed to give anyone boots, but whatever.
Okay.
I wanted underwear.
Or I guess the helmet could go to anybody either, but I feel like it should go to Willem because it's like a mini Seraphel thing.
Oh, cute.
It is kind of like a
I'll
mini
take
circle.
instead of underwear.
So maybe reasonably you only need earrings for Clarissa.
Yeah.
Is there any like cool?
Maybe
jewelry
get like a
in
couple
town?
extra things too, just in case.
Does she even have her ears pierced?
You've seen Clarissa wearing earrings.
Okay.
You would know, or rather, Seabass will share. Well, if it's shopping that you're interested in, there's Twilight Trinkets, Glimmering Threads. They have some of the best clothing in the city. And then there's Zephyr's Emporium.
What's at Zephyr's Emporium?
It's like a magic place. There's spell components, scrolls, enchanted items, things of that ilk.
Cool. Yeah. No. Let's. I don't know. Let's check out that place first, and then we'll go to the whatever the first thing you said was. I'm sorry. I have a very short-term memory.
It's the Twilight Trinkets. It's
Twilight Trinkets.
run by a bit of a little seedier fella, if you don't mind my saying.
Meteor.
One of them dark elves came up from the Underdark many
Insight
years
check. Is
ago.
Davis racist? Nat1.
Hard to say. Clearly, he doesn't have the highest opinions of them, but he doesn't seem like he's a racist. But then again, anyone that says run by a seedier fellow because they're a dark elf, you've heard better ways to describe people.
He's like 100 years old. It's okay. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not okay, but it's understandable.
Of course, he's a little racist. He's old. And yeah, that's all he says.
I turned to Seraphel and Sina and I'm like, well, ladies, where to first?
Zephyr's Emporium, I suppose.
I do my best henchman salute, and I
Don't
walking out of
don't
the,
do that.
Sorry. I start walking out.
All right. Let me pull up my shop notes.
As we're walking, I'm just gonna stretch and do a little whistle, and then turn and go. So you both saw my dick last night. Just I was feeling uncomfortable about it, and so I thought the best thing to do was just like say it, and then we can talk about it if we have to, and then never talk about it again, maybe.
I decided to bring it up here and now about it. I actually had a few questions about that. Is that something you do often? Is it something that
Have a
I should be
penis?
prepared for? No. Be naked around your camp compatriots. That's something I would appreciate knowing about so that I can avoid you at all costs.
Well,
Sina just goes
not
like, and gonna start walking
not
ahead.
not regularly, no. But I'll be sure to holler if I do.
Yes, and what exactly was the? I believe they describe those things as Well, whatever Brennan and Sina are, what is it that you do with Dunk? Do you share a similar relationship?
Um, no. Branwyn and Cena are like very much together. Dunk and I, it's called locker room talk. It's called jocular, just guys being guys. You know, you don't know, and I'm not explaining this very well. There's nothing going on between Dunk and I except very strong, somewhat fraternal bond.
Right.
I care for him as a brother who I don't mind seeing naked sometimes.
A fraternal bond is certainly something that I'm not unaccustomed to. It's a. I just can't imagine that any of my. I'm just. I'm sorry. I'm considering whether if this is something that a lot of men that are friends do.
Yes, if they're close, and also if they uh, don't hold a lot of internalized homophobia.
It's not clear to me if Gilmoran and Valyrian ever saw one another's being.
Uh, y- Chances are, I mean, just guys. I don't know if you guys like shared a locker room or anything, but
What is the locker room?
oh, it's like a place where after you're
You just hear Cena from the front. Oh my god!
when you're out there with the boys after playing a long day of sports, you go back and you change your. I'm sorry, I can't.
So you're saying this is a
You
place where you
just
get changed together, so of course you would see one another's
yeah,
paraphernalia.
yeah.
Okay, I was doing so well. Mhm.
Uh,
Yes. Well, I'm not. It's in. It's not. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
um, if you have any questions,
I can assure you that I will
talk about
never
it.
speak about this with you again. Thank you for the context in this particular circumstance.
Yeah, anytime.
Mhm.
And I will be sure to let you know if I am naked around other people.
Okay.
So, Silverhaven. It's nice,
Yes.
right?
As far as cities go, I suppose. What is it
I bet it's
exactly that we
probably.
are looking for again?
I believe we're looking for earrings for Clarissa because Randy's doing a thing where he's making everybody enchanted stuff to keep away Eli Goy.
Yes. That won't last forever, but I suppose if it's what he wants. Um, as you arrive at Zephyr's Emporium, um, you find a rather peculiar hewn shop that's like kind of built out of the structure. You find that it's not too far from where Poppy and Cleo's house first was, where many of the buildings are kind of built out the very tall, like kind of sequoia-like trees that litter and dot the not exterior, but like outer ring of the city itself. So the Emporium is kind of built into a collection of I'll say that in your conversation with them, you learn that it was sold, having left it and abandoned it for several weeks, and that they were renting to begin with. Housing market in Silverhaven, not great. Um, they, and out of the goodness of Poppy's heart, gave it up for other people to for refugees. They're deciding to live with people, Exactly. It's a much better, good DM answer. So the shop is built out of the trunks of three great sequoia trees. And walking in the doorway, there's no true doorway. It's kind of just like open to the outside, but you do pass this kind of like odd shimmer as you step into the shop itself. And there is a trio of platforms that kind of rise up and connect the three various trees, and you're fairly enclosed within the space itself. You can see that there are um, pockets of open air up to the tops of the mushroom that top the sequoia trunks. And like a subtle glimpse of the kind of perpetual night sky that seems to exist in this part of the Feywild. For the most part, the shop is rather well enclosed and lit very nicely by jars and will-o-wisps that are hung from the various branches that stretch across the tree's interior. The platforms are almost entirely dedicated to shelves of scrolls, and the bottom kind of three ring, almost like a Mickey Mouse setup, is where more of the items and such live. But they are kept by and large behind gates of sorts that are made of the thicket and bramble and sticks of the tree that you currently occupy. Instead, at the base of the inner ring, there is a like carving of the tree itself that's been sunken in like a conversation pit, within which in the middle sits a very elderly satyr. And they're kind of rocking in a rocking chair. Their beard is very long, and they're currently combing it all the way down to the end and then back up very methodically. And they have these very wide brimmed glasses that rest on their nose and their eyes squinting as though they are barely open. But as you enter, well, hello! Welcome to Zephyrs! What might I be of service?
Hello. I am looking for a pair of earrings.
Earrings. We have many of those. Is there a particular cut gemstone or otherwise that you are looking for?
No.
Is there a price range that you are attempting to stay within?
Let's keep it under 100 gold, as that is all the money I have at the moment.
That is exactly what I have for you. A pair of gold earrings with diamond inlays. This one is a very fine piece. And as he's like kind of just rubbing his beard with the comb, he starts to kind of wave it, and you realize that it is actually a very fine and narrow wand that he's etched in like kind of the bristles of a comb into, and he starts to wave it, and a cast of mage hand kind of conjures up from his own hand, separates from it, and goes off into the distant bowels of the tree, and then produces a small satin box within which sits the golden earrings, and it's a trio, kind of like a teardrop pendant earring, with each one a diamond that gets progressively smaller. 100 gold for the set.
I turn to Seraphel and I'm like, do you think Clarissa would like these? I mean, we're already like not on great terms, and so if I
I
give her
don't
these,
know
she
anything
look
about that Looney Tunes head case of a woman.
Is Sina here?
Yes, I'm right here. And I don't know what you would like any more than the next person.
Well, she's gonna learn to love these earrings because they're gonna preserve her. I hand over 100 gold.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Is there anything else I can intrigue into this store of your desire?
What's like the coolest thing you have here? I don't know.
That's a very interesting question.
Take your time. I have no idea if I'm gonna follow up on this, so.
Go get drinks. Go
I
get
have
drunk
no
off
gold
promiscuous
left.
girls.
I'm not gonna make
What
them
gold do you
buy
have?
me.
Oh, damn,
But
that's
don't
cool.
we all
So,
have 100 gold?
well, I'll say that Dunk left behind the bag of holding with all of the Bank of Dunk things in it. And given that you were the one that was sent to be shopping, that you could be having that particular item. I have a few things that might tickle your interest. Things such as like an ivory goat, not unlike myself. Perhaps something of the eye of the eagle, or a hat of disguise, or perhaps a robe of useful items, among some other things that might be more interesting to that of a man of intrigue, such as yourself. Perhaps a man looking for a portable hole. Just out of curiosity, why would you recommend that to him? I know a man who needs a portable hole when I see one.
I turn to Sina, I'm like, it's very normal for a man my age.
What did you say?
Is it the size of a mini M&M's container?
It's actually 6 feet in diameter.
Oh, that's much larger than that. You should be fine.
No chance I'm getting stuck in there. What does a portable hole do exactly?
It's fine black cloth, soft as silk, and it can fit like a hanky. And he pulls it out of his own vest that he's currently wearing. And he goes, "It is a hole to another plane, an extra dimension where you can store things and people. It's
How is
almost
it
like,
different than a bag of holding?
well, it doesn't really store things in it. It's kind of like a gateway, but I guess it could also be kind of like a bag of holding.
What does that goat horn do?
It's not a goat horn, it's a goat." And he holds it up, and it
Oh,
is just a tiny little ivory goat.
what's it do? I mean, it's nice to look at.
Well, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's an ally when you need one.
How much for the portable hole?
Oh, well, that I would say is 8,000 gold.
That sounds steep, right? This is me, Nolan, asking.
You can't ask that because you're here and they're there.
How much money do I have?
I think the current amount is posted in the Bank of Dunk.
Uh, I got a
Perhaps
scroll for this. Oh,
I can interest you in something a little bit more useful. You strike me as someone that, well, you look as though you've seen battle, my friend. A fierce warrior.
indeed.
I happen to have recently come across a staff in my travels. A staff most useful to someone who needs to be healed quite frequently. Perhaps a member of your companions, and they look at Sina and Seraphel, is a cleric of some kind? Or perhaps someone is a barbarian, that they
I
might
have
be of interest to
actually,
this.
I have both of those actually.
Well, in that case, I have things that might be interesting for them. Perhaps a staff that could heal them or heal their companions in dire straits? Or
Perhaps.
perhaps something else entirely, like... Oh no.
You're selling this, by the way. You're doing a great job being a goat man.
It's a good bit.
Perhaps then a life-stealing battle axe. Oh,
How much life does it steal exactly?
that's an intriguing question. Well, that's an interesting question that you ask. It steals equal to the level of the character. That's a weird thing for me to say. What's a character?
It's a person in a story.
Yes. It almost seems as if it deals additional necrotic damage that then rewards the user with temporary hit points. Oh,
Sorry, you're starting to break me a little bit. Um, how much for the staff?
the staff is 13,000 gold.
I don't know if I have 8,000 and all of a sudden you're going to start offering me 13,000 gold items.
I am always happy to take collateral.
How much could I get for this gray bag of tricks?
Hmm. He starts to inspect it and kind of tug on it, pull it apart.
It
Hmm.
is moderately used.
I'll give you perhaps 800 gold for it. But that armor that your friend is wearing is most intriguing. And he starts to...
Not for sale. Sorry, pal.
Oh, perhaps you don't want anything from old Zephyr.
I thought you were supposed to be a dark elf.
No, it's a different store.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I get confused. I'm not from here.
You're thinking of Twilight trinkets.
Of course.
Yes,
Listen, I
Eris
will.
is real nasty folk. Not a big fan of those people that come from the underground.
Whoa, buddy. Racism much?
They've got a shady way about them because they live their lives in the shade.
That seems like a gross overgeneralization.
Oh, I've met them, and I've read plenty about them on forum postings outside the town square.
You know what? Um, I will check back with my companions about whether they want these magic items, and then we'll circle back. I'm just gonna take these earrings and go. You may want to reevaluate some of your biases.
You might want to reevaluate your pocketbooks if you can't afford the wares that I'm selling. Have a good day. Don't let the door hit your remarkably tall female friend on the way out.
I God, that guy sucked. He like first he was cool, and then he was like, "Oh, had to comment on how tall you are," and then he had to be weirdly racist. And he reads forum posts. What kind of incel is he?
I just saw that. It was like the corner of 4 and Chan Street. That felt weird.
Don't go there.
Yeah, it's not a place I want to be.
I've heard unpleasant things.
Despite neither of us having grown up in the city, I feel like I know to avoid that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh. So I don't know. You ladies want to go get a drink?
Um, Seraphel and Sina kind of like keep going like this. I guess Bramlin does have a bit more time to.
Listen, if you wanna do your own thing, you don't wanna hang out with old Willie, that's fine.
Well, no, yeah, I know. We can. I suppose if it's just one drink, yes, we could. Yeah, we
Oh,
could.
is it because it's the two of you and like hanging out is weird?
That's a very blunt way to call attention to things, yes. But I suppose if we're going to be doing things together, yes, perhaps it is best that we bond. Yes,
Oh, if we were in Old
bond.
Hallow, we could go to the spa together, but we're not there. So, okay. Do you want to go to the freaky bar where
Just
there's a
pick something.
brothel and all that?
Just pick something. Just pick something.
All right, let's go there because well, we don't have to go to the brothel, but there's a weird lady who makes potions that can make you forget things if you want to. And also there's like an entertainer, and yeah, I don't know. There's a guy playing piano when I was there one time.
We'll lead the way.
We're going to the Fly By Night, Chris.
Okay. Which has the Sing Song Tavern greeter, if I'm remembering correctly.
Sounds
So
correct
as
to me.
you venture through the city of Silverhaven, passing by a fair number of beggars on your way to mainly many of those of the summer court heritage. Um, you do find yourself at the Fly By Night Tavern, and as you're welcomed in, hello, welcome to the Fly By, returning guest and companions. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to the Fly By Night Tavern where dreams come true. Or really, whatever you're looking for, darling, whether it be cocktails, libations, and fine fare and fine conversation, you can find it here. Because if you can't fly, then you will soar. What is on your mind tonight? What was your
The
name
three of
again?
us would like to have a drink, please.
Well, of course, you can by all means help yourselves to the ground floor, where you'll find plenty of libations to suit your needs. Of course, if you are interested in something more daring, I could recommend one of our other floors.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to be incredibly unsubtle when you answer this question. What do you mean by something more daring?
Unfortunately, it could be anything from your heart's desire to other desires. The choice is ultimately up to you. Let your
I turn
heart tell
to
you where you want to go, or perhaps let the fly by night tell you where it wants to go.
I turn to them and I'm like, honestly, it's
Just a
whatever you
drink.
want.
Just a drink.
Just a drink. For now.
Whatever you say, dear. And then she's going to turn towards you and whisper, I know a man who's engaging in a tete-a-tete, if you know what I mean, when I see one.
Oh, that is extremely not what is going on.
Whatever you need to tell yourself, dear. Right this way. And she gestures to the kind of like uh, curtained, closed off area where you met the immortal man that day. And you find a relatively quiet evening at the
Oh,
Fly
he
By
was
Night.
immortal the same way Randy was, in that he wasn't.
That's right. And it's a relatively quiet evening at the Fly By Night. Um, and Sina kind of saddles up. And she puts a space between her and Seraphel, kind of urging you to sit there. She goes, I'll, and she kind of whispers, the bartender, a promiscuous girl.
Do
Um,
that, please.
Seraphel just goes, a what?
It's kind of their signature cocktail in this city. It's real good. We drink them.
Mm,
You're gonna love it.
fine.
It's pink.
3, please. The bartender shrugs and begins to make your cocktails. And you just sit in a very painful, awkward silence.
Oh, I'll make it even more awkward. This is what I'm great at. So considering all of existence could be coming to an end relatively soon, what is something you would both like to do before we die?
I won't die, I will succeed. That's all I know how to do. What happens to the
Goddamn
rest of you, unfortunately, is potentially outside of my purview and control. Super encouraging. Thanks. We're not going to die. But
I
if
mean,
I
we
had
will
to
probably
answer,
someday.
someday I will die, whether it be tomorrow or the day after or the week after or 20 years from now. Yes, I will die. Something that I would like to do. Um, it's
This is the time to say it, Sina. We're not gonna judge you, or I won't judge you. Seraphel might, but you don't really care what she thinks anyway. So
Seraphel takes a long sip of her promiscuous girl. I won't judge you. I likely already know what it is. I knew her innermost. Sorry. And kind of checks herself. And this is very good, by the way. Sina, sometimes I've thought about, I don't know, when I was living in Westwatch, I used to think, well, that's where I met Randy, and so that's probably where I'm from. And I used to try and find. I used to go to the temple and try to find out if any of the people who died had a child before they died.
mm,
So I don't know. It might. Maybe I. I just. I want to know what their names were. That's all.
Sina, that's why would that's not stupid. That's totally reasonable.
I don't know. It's just like they were never a part of my life. So like,
How
to a certain point,
how
like, what does it
young were
matter?
you when you lost them?
What?
How young were you when you lost them?
I never met them. As early as I can remember, I was living on the streets.
Hmm, that is really, really sad. I promise you, we will find out who your parents are. You will know their names. We'll make it happen.
It's
My memories of my parents are some of the only, I mean, they're some of the only good memories I have. I've made a lot of good memories since, we've all been together and everything. Some very bad memories, but yep, it's nice to be able to think back about them sometimes and, you know, anything we can do to give you a little part of that, I think would be nice.
what about you?
Mine is also something that you might think is a little silly, um, but I really hope that one day I get to have kids.
That's silly.
I remember seeing, like, this is gonna maybe sound silly, but like my parents were happy to have me around, and I feel good when I help somebody and take care of somebody, and there's a lot of kids out there who are like, like you or like me, like they kind of grew up without parents, and that was hard. And so if I can do that, I think it would fulfill something for me, and also maybe hopefully help them.
It's admirable quality, to be sure, but kids are so dumb. Why would you want to waste your, sorry, why would you want to waste, sorry, it feels like you have a lot of uh, you're a very why would someone such as yourself want to spend their time? Is it because you would hope that you're able to make smaller people better versions of yourself someday?
Ooh, that is a big question. I mean, maybe that's a part of it, which is probably not a good reason to have kids, but I think that if I
Because
can help.
you're very talented. I mean, like you're very you. It's an interesting concept. I want to share that with younger minds.
I can't tell if this is a compliment or not, so I'm gonna choose to interpret it as such. Um,
Yes, it's a compliment.
okay, thanks. First of all, that means a lot coming from you. You're great. Second of all, if I
What?
can, what? It doesn't cost anything to be nice to people, Sina. You're also great. Branwood says it all the time. Oh, she looks at you and it's like her eyes turn into little hearts, especially when you kill stuff.
It's sickening. It's awesome.
It's it's nice to be appreciated, Seraphel, and I hope you learn that one day because all of us appreciate you. Um, I just think that if I can help somebody reach their potential and care for them, that would be very fulfilling to me. And given that up until now, my legacy on this earth has just been killing things, um, if I can help things grow and thrive rather than just killing them, that would probably make me feel good.
Um, I gotta say, Will, that's really nice.
Thank you.
And I don't know. Sometimes like I feel like a lot of us are stuck in cycles or ruts or running in circles. But you've had a pretty forward path all the time, like always growing. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you're often unbearable, but I am impressed by you. Yes, he is quite impressive and unbearable. But in contrast to your friends, you are certainly growing.
I'm just gonna blush really big and take a long drink of my drink and be like, oh, you guys. So, not to detract from how, the conversation about how great I am or anything, but okay, Seraphel, you are not going to die. You are immortal. What is one thing you have not gotten to do in your long series of existence that you would like to do? if this is too much pressure, you could think about it and get back to me later. Don't want to put anybody on the spot.
There's make an insight check.
17.
For a brief, fleeting moment, this kind of
Sorry, 23.
oh, for a very brief, fleeting moment, this a very clear facade kind of crumbles for a moment, where she's like twisting with the thin, frail neck of her glass, and her face kind of softens for a moment as she stares at her reflection in it. And then, I will accomplish my mission. I will see to it that humanity can live in a world without divinity. I will see divinity undone. And then I will leave this place.
What?
Yes. I will commit myself to eternal rest befitting a warrior who has made many mistakes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, my mission
Oh,
is paramount.
like, don't get me wrong, the mission is very important, but you, like, do
It's
exist.
my oath, one sworn to
Yeah,
myself and others. It is what I
I
will do and finish what I started.
I also swore an oath, and I fulfilled it. And guess what? I don't want to kill or, go to eternal rest. Like, don't get me wrong, the mission is paramount, very important, but you're like more than just.
Sometimes you get tired of fighting and tired of living.
Oh, I mean, sure, maybe if you've done both of those things as long as you have, but
There is
why
no
not?
place for me in a world where I have accomplished my mission.
I
It
don't
is
think
that
that's
simple.
true.
Forgive me, but you don't know enough to think one way or another.
That has never, ever, ever stopped me from
That
anything.
much is clear.
All I'm saying is, listen, I know you've been fighting for a long time. If you want to rest, nobody can take that from you, but you are more than just your mission, and
This is all there is, and all there ever has been, and all I ever have been.
that's not true, but okay.
But it is. You were born without purpose. You were born to be. I was born to do. And when
That's
you're finally done, there'll be nothing.
that's where you're wrong. I was born for a very specific purpose. People had a lot of plans for me. They wrote a whole diary about it. There was schemes about it, and I gave a big middle finger to what they had planned for me and forged my own path. Don't get me wrong, I don't think you should go rogue on us now, but you already went rogue against your creators and are kind of set on your own mission and your own path because of your own oath. You get to choose what to do with your life.
With a fun thought.
I know I don't know enough to know anything, but I hope it's something that you'll at least think about a little bit.
As well. So you can convert quietly. That's that.
Do we want another round, or are we in the point where drinking will make us sad and we shouldn't do it?
I'll see you back at the, what is it, Seabass apartment. And she will leave the table.
I turn to Sina and I go, he's brooding. Mm.
Yeah. She has that way about her.
Are you gonna brood now too?
Like weird.
Sorry, what did you say?
That'll make it weird.
Oh,
While before no, we should go, if only to make sure that she's not alone for very long. Mind you, I'm coming to you willingly and against my better judgment, asking you a question about something that I'm sure you have strong opinions of. And given that you are often so eager to share strong opinions, I ask that you only share them with me in this particular juncture about this particular question, and don't say anything about me asking you this. Are we going to discuss the second Branway and what exactly
that was.
we witnessed and what that, generally speaking, means? Is it
I wasn't
also
going to
her?
bring this up, but I'm glad you are. Long story short, I don't know, but I feel like it's wrong based on, I mean, just the aesthetics of it with the whole neck twisting and us not being able to reach her and the viscera. Like, that didn't feel cool to see.
Better. One of them.
She looks better. The other one looks haggard.
Yes, yes, that is true. But it's still her,
As
and she's
far
just able to
as
do this now.
I mean, just the one time because she doesn't have the rhyme-bound stone. Yeah, Sina, I'm gonna be frank with you. I don't.
I'd rather you just be Willem.
Oh, you're funny. Uh, Listen, I don't have a really strong opinion on it, but I wish kind of that she didn't do it because bringing a being into this world just to work and suffer seems wrong.
But it's like actually her, and she can act on her own decision making and think with her own thoughts. And
Yeah, but does Beta Branwyn actually get to do that, or she kind of just seems like she did whatever she was told? Like she wasn't like, "Why am I here? What is my purpose? I want to play my violin." She's just like
but maybe
sad and
it's just like day
gray.
one, and there is a certain degree to which Bramlin of late has just bent over for whatever people tell her to do. Um, and
More like whoever people tell her to do. Hey yo.
stop it, just stop it. I heard it as it was coming out of my mouth, and I just, maybe that's just a reflection of like her current, like what's happening at the moment, and we just have to wait and see. And we shouldn't leap to any judgments that might be terrifying or that of concern, and that maybe you already have enough on your mind about like things that are going absolutely screwy, and her actions, but her actions are for the better of everybody, and we should just take it for what it is
Okay.
for the time being.
I think you and me, we wait and see. It's just like when everybody went insane down in the caves. You and me, we wait and
Well,
see.
we saw on that one. How did that work out?
Yep. I mean, not so great
Didn't
for
help at
the rest
all,
of us.
Willem.
Sorry. Do you need to be told what to do? Because you
No,
seem to
no,
have very
God,
strong
no,
feelings about
no, absolutely not. Don't tell me what to do ever. But at the same time, I'm sorry. I'm looking for your opinion because there's a lot going on, and you're right. In like order of priority of things that we need to care about, this is probably not even top 20.
No,
So we wait until it
but
becomes top 15 and we reconvene. That sounds like a plan. Barkeep, we're ready to pay. That sounds like a plan.
you don't feel good about the plan, though, do you?
I just think that sometimes the I think
Are we really going to do this still? Come on, spill it.
sometimes I just think that maybe the person I fell in love with is further away than they were when I fell in love with them. And that if I don't hold on tight enough, she's gonna slip away. And you should fight for things. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she loves me, clearly,
Mm-hmm.
and I love
Mm-hmm.
her. But, sometimes it's just like, is she letting the fate of the world unravel her at the seams? I guess, like, yeah, why wouldn't you? But at the same time,
I don't know that she's letting so much as it's just kind of happening
happening.
to her. She has as have we all in our own ways, but nobody's gotten it worse than Branwen. I'm just gonna say that. Like I know everybody's had it bad for their own reasons, but Branwen has gotten it particularly bad. And then there was the whole becoming Lady of the Ebon Lake thing, which seems to have done weird stuff to her brain. And then she, I made her feel bad, which is shitty. And then she made new Branwen, and also she has a brain parasite, so she's got a lot of things going against her. Also, her mom died. Remember that? That's bad. Um, so I guess we wait and see on the whole Beta Branwen thing, but also maybe you should talk to her about this and just be like, hey, you know,
Or
care
maybe
about
it's because the world is falling apart at the seams and taking her with it. I should be the one thing in her life she doesn't have to worry about
I mean, that
right
is
now.
a large burden to put on yourself. Um, Something I've learned, Sina, and this is maybe not the appropriate time to say this, but that's never stopped me before, is you need to look out for yourself because your friends care about you and everything, but really, you are the only person who can put you first. And like what you're feeling
You're wrong.
matters. You just can't,
Yeah,
Sina,
you're
you
wrong.
can't just,
There is,
wow, okay.
if there is anyone who's proven that wrong time and again, it's her.
Well, that is codependence and not entirely healthy, but
Oh, it's not. That's who she is, and
yeah, that's something she needs to work through with years of therapy. It's not something to listen. I love her to death, but that is not something to emulate. Like, you right now worrying about her is good. You love her, you care about her, all this stuff. But like, if you modify your behavior and do things to just try to make her happy and take care of her and make sure she's okay, like, don't get me wrong, she does love you and care about you and wants to make sure you're okay too, but like, the question is she necessarily capable of doing that right now if, as you say, she is unraveling at the seams? I'm saying your feelings matter and are valid, and it's okay
and
to
and
feel what
and she
you're
respects
feeling.
them, and no, I hear you. You're not wrong, but she respects them, and uh, you're right. We have things that need to change, and she has things that need to change. But like right now, where would we be without her? And this was good.
I feel like you are deliberately taking the wrong lesson from this, but if you feel better walking out of here, that's
You're
good
not
enough for
wrong. I just disagree with you right now. And
okay.
you are way more emotionally intelligent than I thought you were for a child. So well done
You're like 6
for you.
years older than me.
Yeah, well, life's tough in the big blue world, and you learn a lot when you're being emotionally tormented day in and day out. Let's go.
A complicated woman. I'm gonna finish my drink, stand up, and walk out.
All right. That feels like an appropriate place for us to stop for the evening. We appreciate you tuning in to this pre-recorded episode of Nat20Hot. We will be back at our usual time on Wednesday, the 19th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And we can't wait to see you then. Until then, and remind you all that it is important to be kind while there is still time in these very dark, dark times. So thank you all
Can
for
I
tuning in.
can I
Please.
also leave everybody with something?
Yeah.
In the words of the great RuPaul Charles,
Sure.
if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love anybody else? Can I get an amen?
Amen. Have a great week.
I'll give you a bye, Zomboy.
Bye, Zomboys. So long, everyone.